Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hey, hello, welcome to the AHA channel, the channel that makes you go aha in the episode of Tips on How to Speak English Fluently. As we all know that English is important nowadays because of the globalization era, and I do agree with those people, but I practice English every day not because of that. I just love learning languages and English. I happened to learn or study English back then when I was in college, so I just love English. This is tips number 1. Practice makes perfect. Practice here means daily or regular practice of speaking English. Why do we have to do regular or daily practice? Is that because if you do not do so, then you will lose your speaking skills. You will lose your vocabulary that you have gained before. You will lose your intonation skill. You will lose your fluency. Try it and you will see. Let's take a look. Let's take an example. For example, you go to a place where people speak another language other than your native one, and then you live there for 1 or 2 years, and then without having to study or to learn the language, you can automatically speak that language by yourself, because it's a habit to speak that language, so you don't need to learn it. It just flows, just like a baby learn their mother's language. And if you leave that place, you go to your original place, you go back to your home, maybe you'll forget how to speak that language. And that is why daily practice is very important to be able to speak English or any other language fluently. Okay, this question is a little bit cliche. What to do if you have no one to practice speaking with? I mean, this is an internet era. We can access internet anytime, anywhere, with cheaply or expensively. I don't know. It depends on where you live. You have those social medias. You have Facebook. You have WhatsApp. You have everything, and you can find many groups of speaking English, practice speaking or conversation in English, and you can join them and you can choose anyone you want to practice speaking English with. That is cliche. But do you know that some areas in Indonesia, it's really hard to get an internet access here? And my students, they live in some remote areas in a small town. I live also in a small town, but fortunately, it's easy to get an internet access. My students live in some of them live in remote places, and it's hard to get an internet access. And it's frustrating, especially because of this online class thing. So sorry for that. But we have to go through this thing. And yes, if there isn't anyone to speak English with in your family or in your neighborhood, then this is what you should do. Speak in English to yourself if you have to. Don't forget to respond or reply what you ask or say by yourself. But you do not have to do that in front of many people or in public, or when the situation is very crowded, because people think you are crazy. So do not do that. Do it when it's quiet and you are alone at home only, okay? Because it will be safe thing to do. This is tips number 2. Daily dose of listening to anything in English is on demand. Why do you have to do listening to anything in English every day? It's because by listening to that, you will gain more knowledge about pronunciation, how to pronounce words in English. You will add some new vocabularies, and you will get the knowledge about how to say the word. I am talking about intonation, and intonation is important, and you will learn about their culture. but not grammar. You cannot learn about grammar from movies or from songs because sometimes they don't really care about grammar. But yes, listening will help you to gain those knowledges. This is tips number 3. Understanding native speakers' culture will help to speak English fluently. On the second tip, I've told you that by listening or watching anything that is in English will get you some knowledge about their culture. So what is the importance of culture in speaking English? What is it to do with speaking? Let me answer those questions with another questions. Do you know the saying still water runs deep? And do you know why in Indonesian it means tong kosong berbunyi nyaring? Do you know the meaning of what's your name? Do you know why what's your name in Indonesian is siapa namamu, not apa namamu? Do you know that? Can you answer that? Yes, you're right. Because it's about culture. Language is related to culture. So, by knowing the culture, you know how to speak English better. And fluently, of course. And here are 2 cultural clues about English and the native speakers that may be helpful for us to be able to speak English more fluently. 1, they avoid passive voice. They don't like passive voice that much. For example, they, instead of saying ready to be served, they like to say ready to serve. And second clue is that you cannot just transfer words from Indonesian to English. This is an example. Native speakers do not say drink medicine as we Indonesians say minum medicine, obat. They prefer saying take medicine, not drink medicine. And this is about culture. So you have to know culture to be able to speak English more fluently and to be able to speak English naturally, to sound naturally. This is tips number 4. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. And don't be afraid to try. We are human beings. Human beings do mistakes sometimes, and it's okay. And mistakes means that we can know what is right. Mistakes let you know what is right and what is wrong. Alright? So it's okay to make mistakes. And what you worry about, and if what you worry about is grammar, then you don't have to worry that much. I mean, native speakers, many native speakers do not really understand grammar rules, English grammar rules. It needs like a formal school or formal education to know about grammar. And that is why if you wonder why songs, they don't really fit to grammar rules, or films, the dialogue doesn't really fit the grammar rules, that is one of the reasons. Because grammar rules, not many people, you need education, formal school to know about grammar. And especially for you who is in the level of elementary or basic, you do not have to worry about the grammar fault or the grammar error at all. It's okay. And it will be better by the time where you gain more level, like intermediate or higher than that. And if pronunciation is what you worry about, then it's okay. But I might have some tips you can do later. Number 1 is that you have to listen to native speakers pronouncing English much. Listen to those, and then repeat what they say. And Number 3, record it. Say the words, record it. And then the last, number 4, do it again if it still sounds not right, sounds not good. Just do it. I also still do it until now. I mean, if I want to practice my pronunciation, I have to do that. I repeat what native speakers say, then I say it again and I repeat. I record it, and if it's ugly it sounds bad, I will repeat it until it's according to me. I mean, until it sounds better. This is actually additional tips or tips. We can say that this is tips number 5. Let me zoom it in. And it's about intonation and how important is in intonation in English. Let's give an example. Let's make an example. The word please in these 2 sentences have different meaning. The first one is, oh please, that please. And the second sentence, I'd like to have fruit salad, please. See, do you think that the word please on the second sentence and the first sentence have the same meaning? No, right? Yes, it has different meaning, and that is the importance of intonation. Intonation brings different meaning. And if you study English, you want to seriously study it, you have to study about English intonation. And if you have mastered it, you will be able to speak English fluently, more fluently, better and naturally. Okay, and I guess that is the last tips for today. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment and share, and hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next video of the AHA channel, the channel that makes you go AHA. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.